Kuzu Sangpo, welcome to Bhutan e-learning program. My name is Karma Chikmi and today I'll take you all through mathematics lesson for Key Stage 3 which includes classes 7 and 8. Today's topic is on probability and under this topic you should be able to determine the theoretical probability and the experimental probability. Also, you should be able to determine the theoretical probability of more than one event using a tree diagram and a rectangle model. Well, we know that probability is a chance that something will happen or not. To determine the probability, the formula is always the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of total outcomes. And to determine the probability of an event that will happen or not, you can either conduct an experiment, which is also called as experimental probability, or you can calculate probability theoretically, which is called as theoretical probability. So basically in this lesson, we learn how to determine the theoretical probability and the experimental probability of one event and more than one event. Now let us look at this example and consider this event. The event here is getting a multiple of 2 from rolling a die, and if you're asked to determine the theoretical probability of getting a multiple of 2 from rolling a die, first of all you must do a mathematical analysis by listing down the total number of outcomes followed by the number of favorable outcomes, and then you can determine the theoretical probability. In this case, number of total outcome is 6 because the device used here is a die, and a die is numbered from 1 to 6. So when you roll a die, there are equal chances of getting a number. So here the number of total outcome is 6. Next, list down the number of favorable outcomes. So here the number of favorable outcomes should be a multiple of 2 from rolling a die, from a die. So there are 6 numbers in a die which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, out of which 3 are multiples of 2 which are numbers 2, 4 and 6. So favorable outcome here is 3. Now that we have listed down the number of total outcomes and number of favorable outcomes, you can easily determine the theoretical probability by using the formula number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of total outcomes. So number of favorable outcome here is 3 and the number of total outcome here is 6. Since the numerator and denominator are multiples of same number, you can further simplify the numbers as 1 over 2 or it can be written as 0.5. So therefore, the theoretical probability of getting a multiple of 2 from rolling a die is 1 over 2 or 0.5. So this is how we determine the theoretical probability by, first of all, doing a mathematical analysis by listing down the number of total outcomes, number of favorable outcomes, and then determining the theoretical probability. Now, let us learn how to determine the experimental probability. And to determine the experimental probability, then let us use the same event that we have used for the theoretical probability. The event is rolling or getting a multiple of 2 from rolling a die. And to determine the experimental probability, it is important for us to conduct an experiment first, record the results, and then determine the experimental probability. In this case, let us roll a die for 15 times. To determine the experimental probability, first of all, we need to conduct an experiment, record the results, and then determine the theoretical probability. And in experimental probability, first of all, to record the result, you must prepare a table like this. For this event, the device used is a die. A die has 6 equal faces numbered from 1 till 6. So here in this table, I have prepared 6 columns which are number 1. In the first column, I've represented the first column as 1, then followed by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After preparing this table, then let us conduct the experiment, and in this case, let me roll a die for 15 times. On my first roll, I have number 6 facing up. In my second roll, I have number 4 facing up. And finally, on my 15th roll, I have number 5 facing up. So this is how we record the result. Now, since we have rolled the die for 15 times and we have the result, we can determine the experimental probability by first of all listing down the number of possible outcomes or number of total outcomes. So here the number of total outcome is 15 because I've rolled a die for 15 times. So the number of total outcome here is 15. Number of favorable outcome here should be the multiples of 2. So when I rolled a die for 15 times, how many times did the multiples of 2 appear? So the multiple 2's are 2, 4, and 6. So 2 appeared for 4 times, 4 appeared for 3 times, and 6 appeared for 2 times. So in total, the multiples of 2 appeared for 9 times. So the number of favorable here, the favorable outcome here is 9. Now, since we have listed down the number of total outcomes and number of favorable outcomes, you can easily determine the experimental probability. So the experimental probability here is the number of favorable outcome, which is 9, over number of total outcomes, which is 15. Since the numerator and denominator are multiples of the same number, it can be further simplified as 3 over 5, which can be further simplified as 0.6. So therefore, the experimental probability of getting a multiple of 2 when you roll the die for 15 times is 3 over 5 or 0.6. So this is how we determine the experimental probability by first of all conducting an experiment, recording the results, and then finally determining the experimental probability. Remember, when you determine the theoretical probability and experimental probability of the same event, their probabilities will not be same, but the probabilities will be close to each other. Next, we'll learn how to determine the theoretical probability when more than one event is provided by using a tree diagram and a rectangle model. Let us look at this example and consider these two events. The first event is getting a kholo from tossing a coin, and the second event is getting an odd number from rolling a die. And my question here is, determine the theoretical probability of getting a kholo from tossing a coin and rolling an odd number from a die. So to determine the probability of these two events happening together, let us first of all use tree diagram and determine the probability. Now let us determine the theoretical probability of these two events, which are getting a kholo from tossing a coin and getting an odd number from rolling a die by using a tree diagram. Now the device used for the first event is a coin. So from tossing a coin, there are two possible outcomes, which are kholo and tashitage. So when you toss a coin, you might get kholo, you might get tashitage. So these are the possible outcomes from a coin. When you roll a die, the possible outcomes are number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So when you toss a coin and roll a die, the first possible outcome can be kholo and 1. The second one is kholo and 2. The third one is kholo from tossing a coin and 3 from rolling a die. Fourth one is kholo and 4. You might get kholo from a coin and 5 from rolling a die, and you might also get kholo from a coin, 6 from a die. The other possible outcomes are tashitake from a coin and 1 from a die, tashitake from a coin and 2 from a die. You might get tashitake from a coin and 3 from a die, tashitake from a coin and 4 from a die. You might get tashitake from a coin and 5 from a die. You might also get tashitake from a coin and 6 from a die. So these are the possible outcomes. There are in total 12 possible outcomes, which are kholo and 1, kholo and 2, kholo and 3, kholo and 4, kholo and 5, kholo and 6. Tashitake and 1, tashitake and 2, tashitake and 3, tashitake and 4, tashitake and 5, and tashitake and 6. Next, list down the number of total outcomes. So here, the number of total outcomes is 12, out of which 3 are favorable outcomes. Here, favorable outcome should be getting a kholo from tossing a coin and rolling an odd number from a die. So here the number of favorable outcomes, we have 3, which are kholo and 1, kholo and 3, and kholo and 5. So the number of favorable outcome here is 3. Now since we have listed down the number of total outcomes and number of favorable outcomes, now we can easily determine the theoretical probability of getting a kholo from a coin and odd number from a die, which is 3 over 12. Since 3 and 12 are multiples of same number, you can simplify 3 over 12 as 1 over 4. So therefore, theoretical probability of getting a kholo from a coin and rolling an odd number from a die is 1 over 4. Another way of determining the theoretical probability when more than one event provided is by preparing a rectangle model or outcome chart. To find out the theoretical probability, let us use the same event that we have used for the tree diagram. The events are getting a kholo from tossing a coin and getting an odd number from rolling a die. When you prepare a table like this in such a way that you get 2 rows, whereby the first row is represented by kholo and the second row is represented by tashitake, because a coin has 2 possible outcomes, which are kholo and tashitake. Prepare 6 columns, because the device used for the second event is a die, and a die is numbered from 1 till 6. So you have to prepare 6 columns and number it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. With this, find out or list down the possible outcomes by using this rectangle model or outcome chart. So when you toss a coin or roll a die, you might get kholo from tossing a coin and 1 from rolling a die. You might also get kholo from a coin and 2 from a die. The third possible outcome can be kholo and 3. The fourth one can be kholo and 4. The fifth one is kholo and 5. And the sixth one is kholo and 6. So other possibilities of tossing a coin and rolling a die can be tashitake and 1, tashitake and 2. You might get tashitake from tossing a coin and 3 from rolling a die. You might also get tashitake from tossing a coin and 4 from rolling a die. Tashitake from tossing a coin and 5 from rolling a die. And finally, you might get tashitake from tossing a coin and 6 from rolling a die. So these are the possible outcomes when you toss a coin and roll a die. Now that we have the result here, you can determine the theoretical probability of getting a kholo from a coin and odd number from a die by first of all listing down the number of total outcomes. So here the number of total outcome is 12. And also list down the number of favorable outcomes. So the number of favorable outcome here should be a kholo from a coin and odd number from a die. So there are three favorable outcomes, which are kholo and 1, kholo and 3, and kholo and 5. So we have three favorable outcomes. Since we have the number of total outcomes and number of favorable outcomes, now you determine the required probability. So the required probability here is the number of favorable outcome, which is 3, over the number of total outcome, which is 12. Since both numerator and denominator are multiples of same number, it can be further simplified as 1 over 4. So therefore 1 over 4 is the probability of getting a kholo from tossing a coin and odd number from rolling a die. So this is how we determine the theoretical probability when more than one event is provided by using a tree diagram and a rectangle model. So in this lesson, we have not only learned how to determine the theoretical probability and the experimental probability of one event, but we have also learned how to determine the theoretical probability when more than one event is provided using a tree diagram and a rectangle model. With this, I want you to take some practice questions. The first question is, determine the theoretical probability of the given two events. The events are getting a 4 from a die and getting a kholo from a coin. The second question is, determine the theoretical probability of rolling an odd number from a die. The third question is, determine the theoretical probability of getting a red ball from a given container. The container has 3 red balls, 1 blue ball, and 4 green balls. The fourth question is, a spinner is spun, a coin is tossed. Determine the probability of the given events. The events are getting a prime number from a spinner and a tashidake from a coin. With this, I've come to the end of my lesson. I hope you have understood what I've explained today. Thank you and see you in my next class.